The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Sicilian Corner, winner of the Italian Heritage Media Award, with your hosts, Tom Zappola and Mike Lamazzo.
Davey boy, where's Michael?
I don't know. Let me check. No, not here.
You know something? Let me tell you something. It's his birthday, so he went away.
Oh.
Right?
Good for him.
Now, you know where he is, of course.
In a gutter somewhere? That's where I'd be if it was my birthday yesterday.
He was yesterday your birthday?
No, it was Mikey's birthday yesterday. No, Monday.
No.
Oh God.
No,
Inception.
he's at Encore, but he did text me this morning with a picture of a slot machine and big win going across. I won't tell you what the amount was.
Good.
But he texted me, this is a great way to start my birthday.
Nice. Good
Did
for
he
him.
really?
Yeah. So the magnets in Michael continue to work
That's right.
properly. I mean, do you guys
incredible.
really think, I mean, seriously, do you really think that there's not something odd about the fact and how often he wins on slot machines?
Well, do you think that there are some people that are just lucky?
You know something,
I
you
don't
can't be
believe it.
lucky
No?
for 5 years. No.
Is there a rule on luck?
Look at the you find some mathematician to give you the odds.
To give you the odds,
I mean,
sure.
it's like, you know, nobody wins that kind of money continuously on a slot machine. I find it hard to believe.
So he's got some shenanigans going on.
I am crying shenanigans. So, anyways, David is in the house with us. We're going to be all over the place today. But a couple of things that I want to talk about. For those of you who are Facebook fans, obviously, continue to watch us on Facebook. You know, you can watch us obviously on the Sicilian Corner Facebook page. We love having you guys. If you're a YouTuber, you can also watch us on YouTube. You have to subscribe though. Subscribe to the Sicilian Corner YouTube page, and for both people, for whatever your preference is, we'd love you to share the show. So if you're watching on Facebook on the Sicilian Corner, please share the show with your friends, relatives, enemies, whoever you want to share them with. Which we want to build an audience. We want to build a vast audience. And again, obviously, if you don't want to watch us, I mean, we're not the best looking guys in the world.
No,
you can listen to us on Alexa, Podbean, iHeartRadio, obviously 980 WCAP up in the Lowell, Greater Boston area. So we're in all different kinds of platforms. But I'm going to be working over the next couple of weeks and, building up our YouTube page. Our Facebook page, we love it. We've got a tremendous amount of followers. But if you're a YouTube guy, you can watch it on YouTube, and I'll man the YouTube show, and we can communicate because you can communicate on YouTube. So that's pretty cool. David, how's the weather there?
It actually feels a little like January all of a sudden over the last couple of days. It's kind of cold, although bright and sunny today. I know we're getting some weather in. Going to be going through a stormy pattern, I think, for the next couple of weeks. So
no snow? Is it just rain?
Right now, it looks kind of rainish. It's high 30s, low 40s. So it shouldn't. If it's going to snow, it's going to be wet and heavy, unfortunately. So.
Well, you know something. I mean, all kidding aside, so far up north, everybody's dodged a major bullet. We haven't
in the Northeast for sure.
Right. I mean, there's been no blizzards, no nothing. So
it's all on the West Coast. Everything on the West Coast. They get all the bad weather, all the rain, the flooding, and stuff like that.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Hey, just a quick question, and then I don't want to go off top. We're going to be, again, we're going to be all over the place today, talking a little bit about some of the news in Sicily, talk about some famous Sicilian Americans, but question I don't know about you, Chrissy, because I don't know how big a football fan you are.
Oh,
but
the biggest.
David,
Yes.
should Tom Brady retire?
I say yes. Let it go. It's time. He's definitely. I mean, everyone is showing their age as they age. Obviously, I think he looked pretty old last night.
I do too. I totally agree. He threw for 356 yards, but if you look at his stats, he was like 37 for 66.
Yeah. I mean, if he's 137, so those are pretty good numbers, but still, and that was not a very good team he was on there. The offensive line was a disaster, and their receivers are kind of banged up. So
Yeah.
he may look at it, you know, how he's so competitive. He may look at it that way. I need a better situation. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in Las Vegas if he comes back.
Yeah, I would think the two landing spots would either be Las Vegas with Josh McDaniel or maybe Miami. You know, Miami. It's in his neighborhood. It's right down the street from where he's building a beautiful new home. The Miami quarterback right now is very suspect with his health, so I think that could be a pretty good landing spot for TB12.
It's very possible.
You know, hopefully, I hope he retires. I really.
So, quick question though on this brings in the other show that you do, but what is, as a player who's currently playing, because you talk all the time about modern and vintage, so he's a modern player. How does his memorabilia ebb and flow as his career comes to an end?
No, if anything, it'll be worth more after he packs it in. I mean, his football memorabilia is like off the charts. It has been, because no matter which way you look at it, he's the greatest of all time. It would be like Babe Ruth. It'd be, there's no difference between looking at Babe Ruth's. Let's pretend it's his last couple of years.
Right.
His numbers, his memorabilia, his card numbers are only going to go up.
Right.
Yeah, TB12 is that's not an issue. Somebody else who doesn't have the career that Tom has, obviously not as valuable.
Well, it'd be interesting to see when he goes, and we have a lot of young quarterbacks that are kind of coming up. And is anyone going to dominate, or are they going to share titles? I mean, it's probably unlikely that.
That's a great question, because I mean, again, I know this isn't a football show, but
no, I know, but
Brady's technique is old school. You'll agree, right?
Absolutely.
Drop back passer. He does play action, but he can't run. He's really a throwback quarterback. Quarterbacks today coming out of college are anything but that.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, they'll throw for 300 yards and rush for 80 or 90 yards.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
My only concern for those kinds of quarterbacks are like Jackson in Baltimore and Tua. I mean, they're going to get hurt a lot.
Exactly. That's why. But you're right. But then you get guys like Josh Allen, guys like Justin Herbert, who's starting to rise. A kid from what's his name, Trevor Lawrence.
Oh yeah,
those are big guys that are mobile, but they're big.
Yeah,
they're big guys.
Yeah, Josh Allen's a moose.
I know, absolutely. Hey, just one other thing for our viewers and listeners. Obviously, you know that Mike and I are very involved with the St. Alfio Society. As a matter of fact, in the next couple of weeks, we're doing a special show with Dominic Messina and Tony Parmezzano from St. Anthony's. The 100th anniversary is coming up. I was asked to participate in the it's not a program book. Let's put it this way. It's going to be a cherished piece of memorabilia for the St. Alfio Society. If you'd like to purchase almost a business size ad, it's $100. Email me and we'll put in, maybe a memory of a parent, a sibling, grandparents. If you're interested, it'll be a commemorative book. And it's going to be kind of cool. There's going to be all kinds of recipes in it, stories about the feast. Nice. It's going to be cute. It's going to be really, really cool. So.
It'd be cool. Talking about memorabilia, if you numbered them 1 of 500 or something like that. That would be awesome.
Exactly. Hey, did you read about the big arrest in Sicily with the mafia boss?
No, what happened?
So they finally caught up with this. I guess he was on their most wanted list. He's been on at the top of their most wanted list for 30 years. Jeez. I can't remember his last name, but you remember, I don't know, a long time, it was quite a few years ago, the two politicians, the two judges that were assassinated in Sicily. Right. Well, this is the guy that I guess called the hit on them.
Wow.
And he's been on the run for 30 years, living right under their nose, up in the Trapani area. And evidently he has cancer. So he went to the hospital yesterday or the day before for treatment. And before he got treated, he took a COVID test. And the person that gave him the COVID test recognized him.
No.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Cops came in, arrested him. He's been on the lam for 30 years.
Can you imagine
And
that?
they were celebrating in the streets of Sicily.
Were they really?
A lot of the people.
How? Now you've been there, Sicily, right?
I have.
Did
I
you,
have.
Is it visible? Like the I don't even know, what is it called? The mafia? I don't even know what it's called now.
No, it's not. That's a great question, David. It is not visible
Okay.
at all. However, when you go into a store to buy something, or when you go into a restaurant, there's always an additional tax, if you will.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I mean that's a given that you pay extra money, and that's the name of it. And I guess it goes to them
for your protection.
Yeah, Al would know that better than I. But anyways, the whole mafia thing in Sicily. I mean, people really have to understand that. I think the mafia thing is, the whole dynamic is changing. It's not like kill 25 people.
Yeah.
It's more of a business thing, protection. A lot of the people in Sicily really appreciate that protection. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, that's what you're paying for. That's what that extra 5% is.
Well, plus
protection.
They grow up with it, so they're used to it, right? They're used to
Absolutely.
that. They're used to that life and that lifestyle. They just know that they have to put 3% extra in, or whatever it is, for dealing with the people.
Absolutely.
The organized members.
So, anyways, that's the situation in Sicily. I was talking to Al and Eszter. And by the way, another announcement regarding Al and Eszter. We are pleased to announce that the first Tuesday of every month, we're going to give the show a name. It's obviously the Sicilian Corner, but it's going to be called Chatting with Al and Eszter from You, Me, and Sicily. So the first Tuesday of every month, either Al or Eszter or both, they're going to be joining us, and we'll be talking about what's going on in Sicily, what's going on with You, Me, and Sicily. Talk about some of the food, some of the dynamics, the politics, a little of everything. So they're going to update us once a month. I think that'll be really, really, really cool.
That's awesome.
Right?
When's the last time you got out there?
Oh, it's been a while. The last time we got out there was probably been 10 years.
You got to get out there, man.
I know that, because of some of the health issues, I never made it. But yeah, the last time we went, we went with all the kids. This is before the grandkids were born. So we went all the kids, and we had a blast. We went to the feast.
Nice.
In Sicily. Yeah, it was good. It was. We had a lot of fun with it. So anyway, I got a question for both of you guys.
Go ahead.
Ellen and I are on a mission. Can you guys recommend a good show, TV series show? I know that you guys, David, that we're not into the violent stuff like the Breaking Bad. That doesn't do anything for us. Do you guys, Chrissy? Is there any show that you watch that you can recommend, either on Netflix or HBO?
Well, what do you generally lean towards?
Something that is like a feel-good series. You know what I mean? We're not big violence.
Do you have a series that you've watched in the past that you can kind of say, this is what we like?
Well, I mean, the most violent series we're watching is Virgin River, which isn't that violent, on Netflix. But, what was the one with Michael Douglas on Netflix when he was the actor? I can't remember the name of it. It's a couple of years ago. I mean, we're just looking for a fun.
So you're not watching Yellowstone?
No. We tried watching the first 2 or 3 episodes. It's just not our cup of tea. So if you guys can think of any, that would be greatly appreciated.
And the audience out there, what are you guys watching? What are you guys watching?
Have you guys heard of Hacks?
I have not.
It's very funny. That's a really funny.
What is it on?
I believe that one's on HBO Max. So if you haven't got it, you'll have to.
Yeah, we have it down here. It's called HACK?
Yes, HAH. I'm Australian, forgive me. HACK. Yes, I say H as well. Sometimes it's Australian. HACKS, Hacks. So it's about female comedian played by, who is it? Oh my God, she's super famous. Oh, Jean Smart.
Okay.
Remember Jean Smart?
Right.
Anyway, so she's a let's say a stand-up comedian that's on the latter end of her career, and it's kind of failing, but she doesn't want it to fail. So they this young writer from LA who's pissed everybody off gets kind of like sent to Vegas to write for this comedian, but they don't like each other, and it's beautiful comedy. It's written really well, and it's a really nice story.
Yeah,
so
and another one.
Highly recommend Hacks.
Another one. Did you ever see Marvelous Miss Maisel?
Oh, yes.
That's excellent. You guys would like that.
Amazon.
Someone mentioned that to us.
That's right down your alley.
Yep.
You would like that.
Yeah.
Marvelous Miss. I don't know, where's that on HBO?
That is on Amazon Prime. I do watch that one.
Yeah, if you have
well.
Prime, that's an excellent show.
We've heard about that.
Also well written, too. It's very
nice,
well
written.
You know what we enjoyed? It wasn't, I like to play chess, but the Queen's Gambit.
Oh,
did you
that
see
was
that?
fantastic.
No, I did not.
It was
I did.
Outstanding. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did very much. Very well written again. Very well acted. I don't like chess either, that's
I like
a
chess. I'm not
testament
good
to
at
how
it.
good the show is. Like the show was. It wasn't about the chess. It was the story for me. It was
Absolutely.
fantastic.
All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, famous Sicilian Americans. I want to talk about some of them. There's some interesting ones. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
Coolio.
This is Eszter of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
Looking for that something special? All of us here at the Sicilian Corner suggest trying Ristorante Uno, located at 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. For the most exquisite dining experience in an intimate setting that serves authentic regional Italian cuisine and features old country service. Try Ristorante Uno. Did we mention their award-winning wine cellar? Ristorante Uno, 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. Call 617-573-9406 for reservations. That's 617-573-9406. Tell them the boys from the Sicilian Corner sent you.
Today,
Lawrence General Hospital has affiliations with leading Boston academic medical centers. Top specialists from Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center and Floating Hospital for Children at Tufts Medical Center work with our local doctors to bring world-class care close to home. Today, amazing partnerships are happening at Lawrence General Hospital. To learn more, visit lawrencegeneral.org/today.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine each pleased to announce the opening of their American College of Radiology accredited MRI unit at their location at 16 Pelham Road in Salem, New Hampshire. So now, in addition to receiving the best orthopedic care in the Merrimack Valley, as well as physical and occupational therapy at Optima Sports Therapy and Rehab, you can also have your MRI, all in one convenient location. The doctors and staff of Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine have been dedicated to providing outstanding medical care to the Merrimack Valley in southern New Hampshire since 1984. Located on Route 97, just off Exit 2 from Route 93 North, on the second floor of the Workout Club of Salem. You deserve the best care, and that's exactly what you'll get from the board-certified surgeons at Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine. Please call 603-898-2244 to schedule an appointment.
A loyal sponsor for the Sicilian Corner is Hilton Oil Company. Hilton Oil has been located right across from the South Lawrence Common since 1932 at 101 South Union Street. Hilton Oil Company specializes in 24-hour burner service, oil deliveries, including automatic deliveries, serving all the Merrimack Valley area, plus portions of southern New Hampshire. If you want your car fixed right the first time, bring it to Hilton's state-of-the-art service station. Remember, Hilton's is also a Mass State inspection station. Hilton Oil Company, 101 South Union Street in Lawrence. Call 978-687-9793.
This is Cindy.
And Mike Kunstler.
Owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
In addition to the spectacular views overlooking the golf course, we have an incredible new chef, Oscar Figueroa.
We still have all the favorites, but Oscar has created a lot of excitement with his new specials.
Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery, tender, lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
Okay, we are back. How was the timing there, guys?
Brilliant.
Perfect.
It was almost perfect, actually. It was almost like you've done this before.
You know what I do? I take a deep breath and like one breath and then say it because even though I can't hear the music. Hey, you guys are getting paid big money.
Really? You're getting big money?
You? I made a stupid comment in the first segment about the You, Me, and Sicily segment, which, by the way, Ellen happens to be working at her desk and brought it to my attention. I said that Al and Eszter will be joining us on the first Tuesday of every month, which is really not the case because we record the show on Tuesdays. So Al and Eszter will be joining us the first Friday of every month. Nice. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yep. That would be correct.
I just want to bring that to people's attention. We're not, it's not like we're...
Thank God for Ellen.
Oh, God, you're not kidding.
I was going to say, what was the lead in there that we get paid the big bucks? He's calling us out.
Well, because you guys
we
are
didn't
supposed
notice?
to...
You gave out the wrong information.
I don't know if you know this, but you're the star of the show.
Yeah,
you didn't get it right. Don't you put it on us.
You're a big star.
You're supposed to correct us.
No,
like
you
that.
sign the checks. Whatever you say is...
shouldn't we have... Don't the real high-end... like radio shows, and don't they have a little, like David Muir, when he's doing the news, doesn't he have a little earpiece, earpiece
an
in his
audio
ear
return?
When the producer says, "Hey, you just screwed up"? No,
he does, and you normally get a nice text from me when you do something.
I do. That's a good point.
I don't think he wears a giant headset though, and a little earpiece. He doesn't have to wear the headset.
Yes.
Hey, so just before we get into some of the famous Sicilian Americans, Ellen and I, we bit the bullet yesterday, and we found a really cool house that we're going to be renting next year on Singer Island. We're very excited about it.
So where is that? Where is that?
Well, we're on the water on one side. It's right across the intercoastal, about a mile and a half. We have to go over a bridge to get there. But it's our neighborhood, and we've been there. We had a place there at one time, and it's close to all of our friends here, so we're real excited about it. And it's a single-family home, which is kind of cool.
So what was that process like? I know Rico was having all kinds of...
I can't even begin to tell you. Can't even begin to tell you how difficult it was to find what what we're looking for on the water. We looked at a few places. The prices are just, I can't even begin to tell you how crazy the prices are down here for rentals. I mean, literally, you can't find for under $5,000 a month. You'll find a dump.
Yeah, so that was the problem Rico was having, right? He was finding he had his budget and didn't want to deviate.
Right. We were able to beef that up a bit, obviously, because we're selling this place.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? That makes a big difference. So,
sure. So what are the dates? Is it similar January?
No, we're going to be there only 3 months.
Okay.
January 1st to the end of March.
Okay.
But then what we'll do is we'll take a week to come home. We're going to take a vacation coming home.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so looking forward to it. Anyway, so some of the famous Sicilian Americans.
Yes.
There's a list here that a lot of them I had no idea. I won't go through all of them. We all obviously, that Frank Sinatra, Joe DiMaggio, Al Pacino,
those are big.
and Lady Gaga. I didn't know Lady Gaga was Sicilian.
I didn't either.
Frank Zappa, David.
Really?
Now, who would have thunk? The Mothers of Invention never knew that Frank's. You remember him? You remember the Mothers of Invention? Was that before your time a little bit?
It was a little bit before my time. I have older siblings, so I'm aware of his shenanigans.
That was a band that in college they were a little too out there.
Yeah, they're way out there.
I mean, for a lot of people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were like, what's the band today that Rage Against the Machine?
Oh, there you
They're
go.
like that kind of they were like that version. They were like the 60s version of Rage
Showing
Against
your
the
age
Machine.
there. You said the
Now,
band of
I'm
today, Rage Against the Machine, they're at least 20 or more years old now.
That's right.
They are when I was a kid.
Their heyday was in the early 90s. I mean,
it's getting back.
Is Marilyn Manson still around?
No, I mean, he might be still around, but again, that's
old.
Same
too.
time as Rage Against the Machine, but again, 20-odd years ago now.
Rob Zombie, same thing. Huh?
Same thing.
Same thing.
He's a local.
right,
He's a
let's move
local,
on.
by the way. Rob Zombie.
Yeah, he's from Haverhill.
Yeah.
Another Sicilian, John Bon Jovi.
I didn't know that.
Full-blooded Sicilian. His last name is really spelled Bongiovi, Bon Jovi.
There you go.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Nice.
Very interesting. And then two of my favorite people, Mario Cuomo and his sibling brother, and Andrew Cuomo. Obviously, they're all Sicilians. I'm not a big fan of the Cuomo family.
Apparently, Liza Minnelli. Is that well?
Liza Minnelli, Sicilian. Yeah. Joe Montana, David.
Oh, really?
Quarterback Joe Montana. Never knew that.
I didn't know that either.
And do you remember Charles Atlas?
Yeah.
Charles Atlas was
really
was yes.
Interesting.
Honest to God. Some interesting things. Sylvester Stallone. Here's another one. The lead singer for Aerosmith. Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler, huh?
His last name is really Tallarico. Tallarico. Tallarico.
That's a good Italian name right there.
Yeah, he's got a few issues, I think.
Yeah.
Richard Castellano Clemenza from The Godfather. I think he and Pacino were the only actual two Sicilians in The Godfather. And Sal Mineo. Remember Sal Mineo, the actor? Mm-hmm. David, do you remember him?
I do remember the name. I'm trying to remember the face.
He was one of these. He was a famous actor when James Dean in the late 50s, early 60s, and I think he was murdered or something, like at a young age,
nice.
in his 30 or 35.
So there's a lot of people that have come from. That's not the biggest island. I mean, how big is that compared to one of the states? Do you know?
I don't. I think did Al say 9 million? I think that for some reason that number 9 million
comes up.
But I could be wrong. You guys have never been.
No.
I have not. No, I'd love to.
Me too.
Chrissy, being an Aussie,
yes.
You've been obviously. Have you ever been to like New Zealand or
I have not.
Any of the continents or countries near Australia?
So Bali and Thailand, I have. New Zealand, I have not. So Bali and Bali would I suppose that would be like our Aruba, perhaps.
Yeah, probably very similar, right?
cheaper place.
What about
to go,
Thailand?
islandy. Thailand, I went to. Well, I tell everyone to try and explain it. I went to Thailand's version of Hawaii, if you will. So it was an island off the mainland called Koh Samui, and we were there for about 10 days, I think. You can drive around the whole island in a couple hours. It was gorgeous. I loved it.
Really?
Like gorgeous, but at the same time, it's third world. Like the infrastructure and everything. Like it's. When I say gorgeous, the buildings and things are not gorgeous. It's very third world. When you're driving down, you've never seen so many telephone lines and power lines. It's all above ground. It looks like a shit show. But the people were beautiful. The beaches are gorgeous.
How's the food?
Oh my God. I get mad at Thai food here now because, like, how can you? I've had Thai food in Thailand, and then you come here and you get like pad Thai, and you're like, that's not even. It doesn't even have like the right ingredients in it to be pad Thai at all.
Oh man, I'm a big Thai fan.
I love
down here. Obviously, we're not eating the right stuff, but
no, it's incredible.
Have you ever been to Europe at all, Chrissy? No.
No. I want to travel the world at some point, but unless you guys are going to put the cash in my pocket. It's going to have to wait.
If you have your health, and I highly recommend. It's Europe. I haven't done much, Europe either. Just I've been to Italy and to Ireland.
Oh, you went to Ireland, huh? Cool.
Yeah, Ellen and I, we did 10 days in Ireland with another couple, with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. We had a blast. We really had, and we stayed. A good friend of ours recommended it. He goes every year. He's a golfer, and he recommended. We stayed in a little town called Killorglin, and it's in the southern tier of Ireland. And he owned a condo there, so we rented it from him. Beautiful condo. And we went for the Puck Fair. Now, let me tell you what the Puck Fair is.
I can only imagine.
The Puck Fair is it's a fair in the town of Killorglin that's 500 or 600 or 800 years old. And obviously, we did a lot of traveling in the southern portion on the ocean, just absolutely magnificent vistas, and we went to all the little towns. But the Puck Fair was in the town that we were staying in, and we were staying right in the middle of town in a beautiful little condo. And what the Puck Fair is, it's like the Feast of St. Alfio, except it's, they have the rides, the vendors, but the whole thing of the Puck Fair is they take a goat and they make the goat the mayor of the city for 2 days. And what they do is they take the goat and they put a crown on the goat, and in the middle of the town they have this kind of like an elevator that they put the goat on, and they bring him up to the top of like this looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, except the Eiffel Tower, except it's it's straight, and the goat sits up there 2 days overlooking the Puck Fair. And there's guys up there that feed him, and he's happy as a lark. And that's number one. Number two, as you guys probably know, Ireland is known for its pubs. Mm-hmm. And in every city and town that we were in, there is literally a pub every 100 feet from another pub. And people do drink a little bit to excess, but the interesting part about the pubs in Ireland is it's not like a bar room. I mean, you walk in, like the first day we went to a pub for lunch. It's a pub. There's families in there. The mother and father are sitting at the bar drinking, and the kids are running around playing on the floor. And that's just the way it is. Just the way it is. So the last day of the Puck Fair, we were in Killorglin. That was the day that we were checking out to go to the airport. I got up and I looked out of the front of the condo, and the whole thing was fenced in with cattle. They moved about 80 head of cattle in, and they were auctioning them off, so we couldn't leave until the cattle were gone. Nice. It's kind of a crazy place, but we had fun.
Did you guys do a lot of driving around, a lot of touring of the country, or just stayed?
We did. We rented a car, and Chrissy, in Australia, is the steering wheel on the right or the left?
It is on the right-hand side of the car. Which
It
is
is.
also the correct side of the car.
Well, David, have you ever driven one of those?
No, I have not.
I had a bitch of a time the first half hour getting out of the parking lot at the airport.
Really?
Literally getting out of the parking lot. I mean, think about it. When you're driving, that type of a vehicle with the steering, everything is total opposite. So you can't take a sharp right. There's no such thing. If you take a sharp right, you're going to get into a head-on collision.
But
go ahead.
But you're also driving on the opposite side of the road, which then, if you can compartmentalize the fact that whichever side of the car you're sitting on, doesn't matter what country you're in, whatever side of the car you're sitting on is also, you're on the inside of the road.
And you're 100% right, except for an American, for the brain to really kind of evaluate that, and it takes a little while. Trust me.
I don't know.
I mean,
I've done both. Ooh. The ones that get me don't, obviously for an American going to Australia, there's no, I mean, the equivalent would be left on red, not right on red because of where you're sitting on the road. That's not a thing where, if you go to Australia, don't just assume you can turn left on red because that's not a thing. It should be. Good God, it's one of the road rules that you have in this country that I actually agree with. That is smart for traffic.
Keeps traffic flowing.
It keeps traffic flowing. That's smart. If someone could take this whole country, though, and give you all a quick, short lesson on how to use a rotary, that would be great. I'd really appreciate that.
Rotary is all about
Don't write in hate mail. I live near a road that has 3 on them, and every day, I'm not kidding you, every day I watch people fail at a rotary.
You know then, the rotary is all about the flow. Get in there and get the heck off.
I watched someone that was in the rotary the other day stop and give way to someone trying to get in.
No.
It was fantastic.
No.
It's amazing. It's like a Benny Hill episode every time I go.
We need the music. Cue the music.
So that's a big one. And also what I found to be strange, actually, not the driving part, is having your directional and your windscreen wipers are reversed. That threw me off.
Oh, right. I can see that. Yeah.
Constantly. I'm going to turn right. Oh, my wipers are on. Damn it.
So your directional's over here.
Yep.
And your lights and your wipers are over
I
here.
still fall for that every now and again here. The other day,
really?
the other day I went to turn my wipers on because it was snowing and I put my directionals on. I was like,
Yeah, but wait a second. On a rotary in Europe, well, like in Australia, if I recall, so when you're approaching a rotary, you have to go to the left, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. David, trust me, it's a little difficult. It's a lot harder than it sounds.
Did you want to go back on the plane and go back home?
Oh my God, it was unbelievable. Then, we took we were going down to County Cork, to the city of Cork, because that's where Ellen's mother's family was from. So there's 2 ways you can get there. The expressway, like a Route 1 type of a road.
Right.
But so there was this gentleman with a walking stick walking on the side of the road, and I pulled over and I said, "Excuse me, sir, is this the right way to Cork?" And he says, "Oh, absolutely." He says, "There's 2 ways you can go. Like the auto, whatever they call it, the regular highway."
Yeah.
He says, "Or you can take the scenic route, which is beautiful vistas." I said, "Well, I will take the scenic route." It was the most hair-raising driving experience that I've ever had.
Really?
To the point, I mean, there was one period where the road literally was maybe 8 feet wide, right? And there was a 500-foot drop on each side into like a canyon. So I'm holding on for dear life, driving very slow. And of course, another car approaches me. And the woman freaks out because one of us has to back up. So I had to back up on an 8-foot wide road without backing off the cliff, and the woman was actually crying that she was not going to be able to do it. We kind of got it through. Hair raising experience.
Wow.
You better take the A1 the next time, or whatever their highways are numbered.
I know, really. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We got back. We got one more segment, a couple of other things I'd like to talk about. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and can never agree where to go. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with the great Italian cuisine, Capri's seaside Italian kitchen and pizzeria. Me? I love the elegant romantic vibes Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu with prices that make it the place you want to visit each and every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of a cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites, and the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Concert Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all of these great places, and they treat everyone like they are Mike Lamazzo. Best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once, and all this fun is right at your fingertips. You can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at northshorepavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
Hi, this is Mike, and I would like to tell you about the Deborah Care Law Offices, a firm that is focused on estate planning, probate, trust administration, and elder law issues. You will feel comfortable discussing important issues concerning both you and your loved ones, as well as having the information you need to make an informed decision about your family's future. How do I know? Because I'm a client of Dan Deborah Care. If you want to have peace of mind knowing that your loved ones are protected, call Deborah Care Law Offices today. In Massachusetts, 978-686-4645. In New Hampshire, 603-894-4141.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
This is Cindy.
And Mike Kunstler.
Owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
In addition to the spectacular views overlooking the golf course, we have an incredible new chef, Oscar Figueroa.
We still have all the favorites, but Oscar has created a lot of excitement with his new specials.
Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery tender, lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
Okay, I got a question for both of you guys.
Yes.
So, in your opinion, I know it was probably you were young when they were both in movies. Gina Lollobrigida?
Yes.
Or Sophia Loren?
Ooh, Sophia Loren.
I only know one of them.
Sophia
Loren. Sophia Loren, because she's the only one I've heard of. I'm sorry for the other lady.
Oh, Gina Lollobrigida was huge.
What was she in?
Actually, Ellen would know that. I don't know the names of the movies, but
she's around for a long time.
She was very, very, very big. She just passed away yesterday at the age of 95.
That's a good run.
Oh, yeah. Great run. And Sophia Loren is still living.
Yes.
I believe. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Gina Lollobrigida was, you look at Chrissy. I know you're gonna come at me for this, but
I'm excited already.
Growing up, we all get old, and growing up in the 60s and 70s and 80s, I had some favorite female actresses that I was absolutely in love with. Like just off the Linda Evans. Remember Linda Evans, David?
Yes, absolutely.
Catherine Ross, Butch Cassidy
Yes,
and the Sundance
Butch
Kid,
Cassidy, yes.
and The Graduate. The one, Murphy Brown. What was her name?
Candice Bergen?
Candice Bergen, yeah.
Candice Bergen. But Chrissy, you had to see these women when they were in their 20s.
Yeah.
They were magnificent. I mean, magnificent.
Well, I'm looking at her now, Gina. I've not seen anything she's in, but yeah, she's gorgeous.
Right now, right, exactly. I mean, she was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, those are the women. There was a couple of others too, David. Who's I can't remember the names. They escape me now. But I was just reading about like Catherine Ross. Catherine, I mean, do you remember what she looked like in? Not that she's unattractive now, but you remember what she looked like in Butch Cassidy or The Graduate, right?
Yeah.
You know how old she is?
I don't.
82.
No kidding. Wow.
She's 82 years old. I mean, it's just, who was the one that was in with Bruce Willis, Moonlighting? Remember that show, Moonlighting?
Oh, yeah. What was her name?
Sybil Shepherd.
Sybil Shepherd, yeah.
Another one. I mean, gorgeous women, and now we look at what's happening to all of us, and it's like,
it's happening to them, too.
What about Isabella Rossellini?
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was stunning.
Oh, my God. What's the other? The other one that's... she's probably the queen of all of them. She's the one that is heavily into PETA, P-E-T-A. Bridget Bardot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, Bridget Bardot today, she's got to be close to 100. Close to 100. She was like drop dead gorgeous. But anyway.
Life happens.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying life happens.
I know.
Happens to all of us.
David, your Super Bowl pick.
Ooh, right now?
Who's the odds-on favorite?
I would like to see San Francisco and Philadelphia in the NFC Championship games. Oh. And then on the other side, it has to be Buffalo, Kansas City in the championship game there. And then I really like Josh Allen. I like watching that kid play.
I do, too. I would love to see, Philly's got a great team, but I would love to see a Josh Allen, Brock Purdy.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I'll take that.
That would be a really cool Super Bowl.
That would be very cool.
This kid came out of nowhere. He came out of nowhere.
Wasn't he the last pick in the draft? I mean, he's Mr. What do they call it? Mr.
I can't remember, but something. Whatever.
Mr.
But yeah,
Irrelevant. Mr. Irrelevant, yes.
The last pick in the draft, and now he's one of the better quarterbacks.
I don't know. So how do they miss a quarterback like that? Everybody passed him. Every single team passed him.
Well, think about, there was a guy, his name was Tom Brady, that got picked like 166.
No, 199. Number 199. It's crazy, right?
That tells you something.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. The other thing that I've been reading about quite a bit is... my sister Anna, as you guys know, she's in the entertainment business, and she's they coaxed her out of retirement to come back to work part time. She's working out of her condo down here, and we were talking about the bands that are really drawing big crowds and getting big money. She said she thinks it has something to do with COVID, but. She says the bands that are kids, Gen X's, are flocking to concerts by the bands that we grew up with. Yeah. And not only that, she was using Hall & Oates as a example. She said Hall & Oates 4 years ago they were down to $75,000 a show. Now they're back up to $500,000.
It's crazy, right? Yeah, you sell tickets, your price goes up too, baby.
Yeah. So she was telling me that it's like amazing what's happened in the industry, and the old recycled bands are really, really, really like doing very, very well.
Well, a lot of these younger kids, I work with a lot of younger kids at my other job, but they want to see these acts that we saw or listened to at least growing up. Before they're gone. I mean, these people
like
get
bands
old.
like the Stones, Billy Joel, the Kinks, not the Kinks, Aerosmith.
Yes,
all those bands are a little recycled, but I mean, she said that. Remember the band The Clash?
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're getting, they're touring because There's some money.
Hey, you know what? You got to keep doing it, right? It's like the whole, Tom Brady's going to keep playing. If someone keeps writing him a check, any player, any athlete would, right? Because you have a limited amount of time.
Absolutely. And it's amazing how many, they're starting to fall like flies. And I think the last one standing is going to be Keith Richards. He's going to be at the,
I actually think he's dead. I think it's Weekend at Bernie's, I think.
And they prop him up.
They prop him up.
Who are your 3 favorite bands of all time, David? If you had to pick 3 bands, your favorite bands of all time, who would they be? Chrissy, I'm going to ask you the same question.
Oh, so she gets to think about it. So I grew up with older siblings, so I had some bands that I would never have seen that I really, really enjoy. I mean, there's the obvious. I had Beatles 8-tracks from when I was a kid, but obviously it was in the 70s by the time I was listening to them. So, but when you listen to music when you're really young, that is your influence. When you're like, wherever you become aware to your mid-20s is really your influence. So definitely the Beatles. I mean, I went to about 120 Grateful Dead shows. So,
you really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. With Jerry Garcia. So that was.
So you were a Deadhead.
Yeah, those were some great times. So definitely that style of band, and then I would suppose go-to bands. I mean, I do love the one-hit wonders from like the 60s and 70s. Those are kind of cool. But for the third band, at this point, a band that I would see now that I enjoy live is like Dave Matthews Band is enjoyable to me.
Dave's good. He's good.
They're really good live. Their records are just okay. It's a one of those typical bands that they're way better live. You see them live, and it's like, wow, it's alive. It's way different now. But those would probably be if I had to pick 3 right now today. Chrissy, go.
I'm more of an individual rather than bands. Growing up, my favorites always, I lean towards piano players. I noticed that.
Nice.
So Billy Joel, Elton John,
That's my wife,
Stevie
Elton John.
Wonder.
Yeah.
But they're not bands, right? But they're
that's the same.
They're pop. They're entertainers.
Right, like the entertainers. If you want to go bands, Beatles is definitely up there. God, too many. Music's hard for me. Like it's.
Are you find yourself picky?
No, I like everything.
Oh, you like everything?
Yeah, so don't make me list what like my favorites. I'm like, I can go all day. Gavin DeGraw is fantastic. I saw him twice last year.
Sing. One of my things with bands, and I don't know if it is with you too, probably you, is I want to see how they sound live. Like a record is cool, but I want to see them do this live, and sometimes you're like a little disappointed.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know what I mean? You're dead. You're dead on.
So the last one I just mentioned, Gavin DeGraw. He would be my all-time favorite. That's like my idol right there. Singer-songwriter, right? And saw him twice last year. He's probably, I would say, just as good live, if not even better, because you get the added. Like he is incredible.
That's nice.
There's no auto-tune or any of that.
Good. Yeah, I know. I hate that.
David, you're bringing up a good point because you know who was a disappointing band live? Saw them once, and remember and they were a great band. They had some phenomenal hits. Boston.
Oh yeah.
You know why? Because they used to overdub all the guitar stuff in the studio
and the vocals. They used like 6 guitars in the studio.
So
they're a great studio band though.
They were phenomenal, but when they get on stage, it sounded a little empty. You know what I mean?
There was not enough depth and layers. Those layers that was gone. You can't have 9 guitar players up there playing.
The only band that I really, really, really think sounded as good. I'm talking when they were in, and now they sound even better because they have 20 guys backing them. The Beach Boys. The Beach Boys in concert were really good.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, with the harmonies.
Yeah.
And another band that was really good in the early days, and then they really got the harmonies went down the crapper. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Yeah,
because they had great harmonies, great vocals, but as they got older, it wasn't. It wasn't great to listen to. My favorite bands.
Yes,
Beatles number 1. Yeah. My taste's a little different. Santana number 2.
Excellent.
Oh,
I like
nice.
that.
Yeah.
And Allman Brothers number 3.
Wow, I've seen them a couple of times. So when you first heard the Beatles, how old were you? Like in '64?
I was in 6th grade.
So that's heavily influential time.
Well, actually, I take that back. I was actually in 5th grade. It was the end of my 5th grade year. I can remember. I'm not kidding. I can remember that first night that they were on the Ed Sullivan Show.
February 64, I think it was, something like that.
64.
Yeah.
It was November of 64.
November, okay.
And the entire country was just like brought to a standstill. And I can remember sitting in front on the floor, in front of a little portable black and white TV that we had in our living room, and my brother and myself watching that with my parents. And my father was just appalled at what he was looking at. Look at these bums. These guys are delinquents. And I mean, like, that's just the way it was. You know?
Yeah, that influenced a lot of people. I remember Gene Simmons from Kiss doing an interview on NPR talking about, when I saw the Beatles, I went, that's what I want to do. However old he was at the time, he said.
That happened to, I'm a musician. That happened to every musician that I know my age.
From that era, right?
From that era.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as they were done, a year after that, I had my first set of drums.
Oh, really? No kidding. Why did
that.
you pick? I only got like a minute and change, but why did you pick drums and not another?
Because they were given to me. They were given to me by a friend of my dad's. Had an old set of Gretsch. Gave them to me because I was always tapping on the table and stuff.
Yeah.
So they try to harness that, and that was the first set of drums I got, and then I really got into it. My father bought me a new set. I started taking lessons and started playing. It was
That's
good.
awesome. And you stopped playing now because of the.
Because of my RA. I haven't touched. I got rid of all my stuff about 5 years ago. Listen, David, thanks for jumping in for Mikey.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Chrissy, as always, you're a big, big, big plus to this show. You both are.
Thanks.
And I very, very much appreciate both of you. Mikey, when you see the show, congratulations on more winnings with the Magnets. We really. And with that being said, thanks for all the support. Remember, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you want to watch, we just hope you watch. But more importantly, share the show with all your friends. We greatly appreciate it. With that being said, remember, if you can't make fun of yourself, please don't make fun of anyone. Have a great week.
Audio Jungle.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.